Hey, what's up? I'm Ben. Welcome to Martial Arts Around the World. I'm here with Jeff at Frederick Martial Arts in Walkersville, Maryland, and he's going to show me the kata. So I'm saying that right?
Kamas.
The kama.
K-A-M-A.
So what's the background on these weapons?
Well, back in the feudal era of Japan, they disbanded the samurai. And the samurai is basically, if that's all you knew to do was to fight, and all of a sudden you're out of a job, how'd you survive? Pretty much by fighting. The rule was that you couldn't have any weapons.
Wow.
So the farmers, when the guy came out the sword trying to steal food or whatever he was taking, they had no way to defend themselves. So they used farm tools. This is actually a farm tool. Every weapon that we teach here is a farm tool. The only true weapon that we teach is the samurai sword.
Wow.
So the tonfas, the nunchucks, the bow staff, the kamas, all farm tools. So they learn to use the farm tools to defend themselves from the samurais and ultimately any invaders that came.
That's very interesting. I never thought the nunchucks were fun too. That's very interesting.
Nunchucks can be used as to beat grain and rice, or as a wagon wheel tightener. In the traditional octagon shape, it's used as a wagon wheel tightener.
Oh, I never knew that.
There you go.
So what are we doing with these?
So we're just going to do a couple moves with these. This is a slashing weapon. It is done, you'll see some people sometimes doing it like this. The form that I'll use is this way. So when we're cutting in, the wrist and the forearm are tight and they're strong to rip and pull. So when I'm cutting into somebody, I'm not poking them. I would actually come into you from this angle and cut, not poke. And so there are poking motions. Most of ours are going to be strikes here, cuts across, and you want to keep the wrist strong. So that way, when you're cutting, for example, into a person, if you just did that, you'd probably pull it out of your hand.
Right.
So you want to be able to cut and slice. So we do have another pair of kamas over here, so we're going to actually play.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
So what we do is, if this is your target, we're not going to poke. We're going to come in and slash. So I'm going to put one weapon down, and I'll show how the cut will be. If I'm holding it here, again, I'm not going to poke. I'm going to slash. So you can see when I hit, I'm pulling down.
Right.
So the cut becomes, again, a slash. Cut and a slash. So I'm going to take this one from you, and I'm going to have you hold that, and I'm going to see if you can try to do the same thing. You want to, again, hold it like you're punching with a straight fist, and then cut and pull.
So cut, pull.
Cut and pull. Nice. There you go. That's it.
Wow. And this was lethal, man.
So you can see the slash right there.
Right.
So once it penetrates,
Right.
it pulls down and cuts.
Wow.
So that's exactly what we're doing.
Wow. Was this used in during wars and stuff, or was this just more like a rebel tool, or?
It was used for anything, because remember, anytime there was any invader or any trouble, you grab what you could.
Wow.
And obviously, peasants could not be samurais, so use what you got to use.
That's just serious, man.
Yes, and these blades are relatively sharp. As you can tell, they did a nice job of cutting and basically ripping about a 4-inch cut right there.
Wow.
So, yep.
So these are
Kamas.
Kamas. Don't mess with me.
So here, we're gonna now do a couple moves.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing, you got that first motion down. So what we're gonna do is a V cut. And the V cut is right here. It's pulling down. Notice how my wrists are almost over each other. My blades are out. All right, because you want to be able to, you want to think of, you know how the traditional gi top comes across?
Yep.
This is exactly what we're going to cut down on that V of the uniform. So it cut. And see how my hands come here? You got to be careful because you don't want to start crossing yet, but you want to keep them right here in a V. There you go. Good. Now, you can get a little tilt. There you go. So now, if you're cutting on me, one is low, and then the other one comes down with it, and it will come down. Oh, not out yet. Down. They stay up. They stay together because we're going to make a V. We're slicing down. All right. Okay. Now, let's do one hand. Cut across. Good. Now, try to keep the blade flat. There you go. And cut back. Good. So we cut 1, 2. Good. Now do the left hand. Same thing. Good. You hear that little whip in the air?
Yeah.
That's you slicing through the air.
I definitely heard that. I didn't
Good. So, yeah.
Wow.
I think that's the speed and the cut. Nice little slice there. Very good.
I definitely heard that.
All right. So then we have the cut. We have a cut down as well, the V cut. Now the last thing here, just real quickly, it's a tough one because what's going to happen is we're going to cut across with both, turn them over, and come back. Now you'll notice it gets kind of close to your arm, so be careful. So think of going slowly, slicing, turning, slicing, turning. So the turn is out here. What people will do is they'll turn in the middle, and that's exactly what will happen. So you want to cut, turn, and that's the motion right there, just slicing across. There you go. That's it. Now make sure that's it. Make sure you get the blades flat for me, so when they're coming across here, you're pulling. That's it. And out and across. Good. Out and across. Nice. There you go.
I feel like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, you kind of are. Just make sure the blades stay flat, because that's going to be your key so you don't cut yourself. There you go. Nice.
Man. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, my
This is
pleasure.
awesome. Wow. Cotters.